Oh, it's still morning. I had to check. Wow. Definitely a day of severe weather possibilities. Not so much here, but you see those storms in the upper central part of the country? That's where the storms are going to be from pretty much Wisconsin all the way down possibly to Oklahoma. But it looks like up there is where the main activity is going to occur with the possibility high risk of severe weather, including tornadoes. So that's the area of focus today, up there. And I'm going to check in a few seconds. Up there is where the... Okay, let's mute that. I might get a pop-up thunderstorm because that cooler air is coming down. I don't know if I will. I don't know if these are going to organize right here. They still have quite a way to go to get here. So we'll see. But they're definitely trying to pop up, but most of the activity is going to be right in here. Right in here. This is where the activity is going to be today, right in there. So if you live in those areas, you need to pay attention. Oh, I just went live. Oh, it's him. That's fine. Mom will drive me nuts. What's going on, Kendrick? Okay. Uh-huh.
I know you said to leave you some of the burger.
How much is left?
One.
Eat it.
No, I'm good.
Huh?
I'm good already.
No, eat it. Because I'm going to make chicken later. I don't eat in the morning. Go and eat it. So that's nice to ask me if I want it. That's the polite. That is a nice thing to do. That's what he just did. That's really polite. Asking me if I want it, but that's cool. I like that. But I don't eat in the morning. Very rare. But I'm keeping an eye on the weather today. And on one side, I'm just going to mention it quick. Iran has made the Strait of Hormuz completely open. The president is celebrating like he had something to do with it. Iran is saying that it's because of the ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel that it's happening. So either side is celebrating it like it's because of them. Like they're taking, yeah, we're doing it. They're taking credit for the Strait of Hormuz. And it's only, Iran stated it's only during the during the time of the ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. So we'll see. And the overall ceasefire. So there's all kinds of, I'm not even going to get into it. It gives me a headache. But at least that's a good step forward. I'll put it that way. That's a good step forward to get that strait open. Regardless of who wants to take credit for it. But that's good. There it is, that one up there. And it's early. And that is nasty. That's the only one right now that has a severe warning. Thunderstorm warning. Now, when there's a severe thunderstorm warning, you have to keep an eye on it for the potential of becoming a tornado. Always. So those you have to keep an eye on. So that looks like the line is showing it moving north-northeast. I would be definitely keeping an eye on this nasty little cell. I wouldn't call it even little. The nasty cell moving toward Oak Grove. And what is that? Adder? but it looks like it's heading right this way. I'm going to put it in motion. And because of the upper, mid-level, low-level winds, there's going to be rotation today. It's just the way the winds are setting up, lower, mid, higher. It's actually creating south, southwest, southwest. It's creating a turn in the atmosphere, spin in the atmosphere. Oh, I would definitely be keeping an eye on these. Look at that. Definite. And this is going to be all day into the night. And it's going to expand, especially with daylight heating. So expect this line to start to expand more east of Minneapolis. It's going to be really Wisconsin, definitely parts of Iowa, maybe Illinois, and coming all the way down through Oklahoma, and possibly into upper panhandle of Texas. I don't know if it'll go down that far, but you can see the front. See the front? And there's a lot of warm air ahead of it and cooler air behind it, and that clash, and you got to watch this area today ahead of that front, right in there. Keep an eye. If you live in these areas, you should be paying attention to your local weather. I'll say that. No doubt. And like I said, here there's not much going on. It's supposed to be 51 degrees on Sunday with rain. It was 91 yesterday. It is currently 73. I'm not going in the pool. It's actually being cleaned with the robot. I'm going to then clean all the leaves out because it happens all the time. Run the filter, and then I'm going to cover the pool with the solar cover. That pool probably I won't be going in that pool for another at least week or two. Probably. Yesterday, going in the pool was rare. Never happened, ever have I been in that pool in April, let alone mid-April. Ever. In 20 years, never. It's always been May. That was weird. And the water's 70 degrees. And like I was saying yesterday, 70 degrees for a lot of you who love to swim and go in the ocean or lakes or pools. You like that water about what? 78, 80 degrees? Probably. You would say 70 is freezing. I like it. I love cold. I don't like the heat. I love cold more than I love heat. So it's all good for me. But I get it. I get it. You like the bath water temperature. I get it. It's not for me. It's not refreshing to me. 91 yesterday, dipping into the pool and jumping in when the water's 70 was like, oh, this feels great. Jumping into a pool where it's 100 degrees and if the water's 85, it feels yucky. To me, it feels nasty. After that, I might as well just go in my bathtub. But we're all different, and I get it. I just don't like it. Me, personally, don't like it. Now, 70 is a little cold. For me, 74, 76, maybe even 78. Once it gets to 80, no bueno. I don't like it. Anywhere from 74 to 78 degrees for me in the water temperature is perfect because it's refreshing. And your body gets used to it after a minute or two. Yeah, it's initially cold, but your body gets used to it. And then it's like, oh, this is great. What's up, Motown? You're up and around early. So, yes, keep an eye on this weather today. Because I pray for the people that are in these areas for the possibility of tornadoes. Now, it's super early. And that was focusing on that one storm right there. See, it looks like it's weakening, which is good. But pay attention to your weather. If you live anywhere from, like I said, Wisconsin, all the way down to Oklahoma, possibly the panhandle of Texas. But I'm not thinking too much of that. And the winds, the upper, mid, and lower level winds are conducive of rotation, causing spin. So that's why really today is a day to keep an eye on. But you could see it's quiet except for up here. But this line is going to form. And look at the colder air behind it in the higher elevations. The Rockies, it's snowing. It is snowing. And those are heavy bands. It is snowing, but that's higher elevation. But still, that just tells you, that indicates the colder air being driven down behind this system. And it's clashing with this moist, warm air ahead of it. And that's why you're going to get a lot of activity today. Like I said, anywhere from here now, but really later, right through here. Right through there. Right along the front, right ahead of the front. Right in there today. This is your zone. Pay attention. See the front? It's on the map. See that front? Ahead of the front? Keep an eye ahead of that front. Anywhere ahead of that front, you should be paying attention to your weather today. Especially up north. The central part of the country, but to the north. It looks like more of the extreme weather is possible in Wisconsin, maybe Iowa, northwestern Illinois. And for me, you see the front extending here. This is ahead of this front. That's cooler air. This is eventually going to drive through me Sunday. But this cooler air pushing down is causing a little pop-up showers to my north, and I could get a thunderstorm later. But it's cooled down significantly here by 20 degrees, so there's not much. Even with the daylight warming, it's still cool now. The atmosphere cooled down, so I'm not expecting to see a lot of storms here. But there they are. But it's weak. It's cooled down. Doesn't mean that there can't be one developing. Unlikely. It's possible. We have to refresh. Oh, no, we don't. See how this driving down? That's cooler air coming down from the north. See how they're popping up? Boom. I might get one of those. It's hit or miss. Because that's a forecasted model. But it might happen. I'm looking now. What time is this? This is now. Okay. 1, 2. Between 1 and 2, they're forecasting possibility of this coming through. That's only an hour or two away. But then that's it. It's done. But here, this is going to expand through the day. Let's see what I got to let it reload. Let's see what the future model is showing. And this goes up to 5 p.m., so I'm just going to let it reload because that's what happens when you move it around. You have to let it refresh. Okay. Let's see what this is. Look at that snow in Colorado, though. See, a lot of the action's going to be to the north. There's the line developing right there. Look at Wisconsin. Oh my God! Look at this line later. Holy! I'm telling you, this is exactly what I was just saying. Iowa, Wisconsin, all the way down to Oklahoma City. Let's pause it right there. That's a future model. 5 p.m. this afternoon. Look at that line. That is nasty. It's a solid line. And what did I say? From Oklahoma all the way up to Wisconsin. This is bad. So I would, it's funny, LDS, when I was a kid, I could call mom in the room. I can call my dad too. I don't know if he'd pick up. I grew up on my father's, I was always on the boat. And as a little kid, I would sit in his captain's chair, and I would always be on the radio with the weather. That's how it started. I'm like 6 years old, 7 years old. And I was fascinated sitting in the chair when I was bored of fishing. But I love fishing. Saltwater. This is saltwater. Ocean, Long Island Sound. And I would sit there and listen to the weather forecasts coming, the marine forecast. And then I would look and I would observe, because by then I was already aware of like north, west, south, north, all that. And I can see how I would stare at how the clouds were moving, in what direction, like if they're moving to the northeast or east. And we're out in the open water. And I would say, Dad, there looks like there's a system heading our way. And it got to the point where my father would listen to me. And we'd head, okay, I think it's time to head back to the marina. I swear to you, and I can call him, he'll tell you. By the time we got to the marina, it would be nasty out, thunderstorm, pouring. And he took my word when I forecast the weather when we were out on the sound or in the ocean. Because you don't want to be out there. Even in the Long Island Sound, the water can get rough. And at that time, he had a 25-footer. It was a Sea Ray. So you have to be careful in the open water. It doesn't matter. It can get really nasty. I don't care if you're on a lake. I don't care where you are. It can get nasty with those winds. And definitely the lightning. But this is where his boat was at the time. City Island. At the time. This is City Island. It's not going to tell us. And we'd go out to Oyster Bay, which is, I could tell you, like looking at this map, I could tell you where to fish for flat. Uh-oh. What's going on, Mr. Museum?
What's going on?
Are we definitely confirmed with Robbins and Spearing, right?
Spearing, yes. Robbins has not got back in touch.
Don't worry. He confirmed with me. He's a go. He's a go. You can write him down. He is a go.
Well, you know what? I emailed him about getting a picture.
He's so busy. Trust me. The guy, he will get you a picture. If not, just pull a picture, bro.
I want to use current shots.
All right, I'll call him. But let me ask you something. Do you want a third? Because that guy.
No.
Just those two?
No,
Just those.
I don't care if it's fucking.
All right.
Breaking back from the dead.
So you just want those two?
Actually, I was going to talk to you about, like, Peter never got back to me.
Oh my God! Don't worry about Peter. I'll handle Peter. Don't worry about that. But my question to you is, because I know you're busy at doing tours at the museum. So it's only going to be those two, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in a weird fucking spot, and I'm going to take your advice and for what you tell me to do.
Oh, here we go. What?
So, fucking Mintel wanted 500. Okay? I told him I couldn't do 500.
No, you can't afford it. It's not in the budget.
Right. Okay? And then, so, like, Peter said 2, right?
Yes.
500?
Yes.
He wouldn't do any less than
I don't think so, dude. And I mean, I could put Peter up in my house, but I don't know if he'd want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that to him, because then, I want him to be comfortable. So, like Bob Spearing, he's going to just drive back home probably, or no, he'll stay overnight, because I think he's bringing parts of his family there or whatever. But regardless. All right, regardless. But listen, I have to talk to you about something else. So the station, they're sending me a banner, like a thing to show. Can I display the Onyx Network on the stage somewhere when they're doing their things to advertise?
On what stage?
The station I work for, bro.
No, not that. I didn't say station. What stage? Nobody said
You know what I mean. In the convention center, like off to the side on the right, just have the banner there to show.
Oh, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
All right, but here's the thing. The station would like to run ads. They're going to promote the event for you. When are you going to have the information available on the website so that they can go to it?
Yeah,
Once I call Peter, you want me to call Peter? Let me call Peter right now, and I'll call you back.
All right, great.
Bye. Jesus Christ. I want to hear his advice that he wants from me. I really want him to throw, and I got to talk to him about that. Because this is Pine Bush. I've been involved with Pine Bush for over a decade. You guys have no idea. But I want him, because this is going to be on a Friday night this year. It's only 2 people speaking. Because he couldn't get the convention center. They booked a freaking birthday party on the Saturday, which we normally would, and they can't back out of it. So now we have to do a short, weird Friday night event at Pine Bush. So that's the only reason he's only having 2 people speaking. But on Saturday is the fair. Thousands of people come to the fair. Thousands. But before I get back to this question, calling Peter, so we would take the boat out to here, as far as Oyster Bay, which is not that far. Oh my God. Port Jefferson, past Port Jefferson. Port Jefferson is good for flounder. I know all the spots. That's the crazy shit. I know, like if I was to go fishing here, I could take you to places for specific, like blackfish, porgies. I know all the spots. They don't change. It's the same. It's amazing. There's City Island. The sandy places, like the beaches along here, right here. Porgies and flounder, right here. There's Oyster Bay. Bluefish, striped bass over here. I can tell you all the spots. Blackfish by the lighthouse, which isn't going to be here because that's the rocky area. There's a lighthouse. It's not showing. But there's a lighthouse like right there. It's not even showing the lighthouse. That's funny. Oh, what was that? No, it's not showing it. Anyway. But boy, you don't want to be out here because that's a big area. And get back to the marina if there's a storm coming. You want, because you can only go so fast on the water. You want to get your ass back to that marina safe before those storms come in. So, well, they got pop-ups right now in the city. I love saltwater. I do not like freshwater fishing. Streams, it's not me. I'm a saltwater guy all the way. All the way. Yes. Yes. John, I was just talking about the aloft winds, lower, mid, and the high. There's definitely going to be a spin in the rotation. Southwest, southwest. There's going to be a twist in the atmosphere. West, yes. And it's going to be really bad. Unfortunately. Look at that line predicted for this afternoon. Not good. Not good. Not good at all. So absolutely correct. That's why I'm telling everybody, please, if you live anywhere from Wisconsin all the way down to Oklahoma, maybe, I don't think so, but the panhandle of Texas, you should be keeping an eye anyway. You definitely should be paying attention to your local weather today and for alerts. And you can do alerts on your phones. If you go to settings, you don't even have to be part of like a weather app. You could put it in your settings for emergency alerts for weather. You can do it on your phones in settings. If you go to the emergency alerts area, it has different ones like weather, amber, all that. It's there. On my phone it is, at least. On my Android. So all my alerts are active, local, anything. So you can do that on your phones. I think that's very important. And I had a tornado, EF0, a few years ago. Oh my God. That's like 10 years ago. Something like that. And I got that tornado warning. And I was like, oh my God. And I've never experienced, and that was an E of 0. It was a 0, it's the lowest scale, and it still was so scary, frightening. You can hear debris flying and trees snapping all around. I'm like, then I'm worried about my roof. That is a scary experience. I can't imagine what these poor folks go through with an EF2, any tornado. But higher on the scale, I can't imagine. I can't relate. It's mine, I can't. And it's so sad. And so dangerous. So, yes, keep an eye on your weather, because any of these storms can potentially become an isolated tornado. And I don't know how strong it will be. Maybe an EF2, maybe a 3 in that. I'm just guessing. But that is serious weather right there. That's serious. Do not take that shit lightly. Look at that line, how formed it is. Now, that's just a model. But I would take that very seriously, that model. All right, let me call Peter. Pick up, Peter, please.
Hi, this is
Oh.
leave your message for me at the tone, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Hey, Peter, it's Bill. Can you do me a favor? Can you email me an updated photo of you so that we could use it for Pine Bush for the advertisements? So when at your earliest convenience, just email me a recent photo so I could send it to Lance, and we can get this all sorted so he could set up the website for the event. All right. Have a great weekend. Call me if anything, and I'll see you in like a month and a half for Pine Bush. All right. Have a great one, Peter. Take care. I'm not calling him back until I get confirmation. Starmer resignation countdown, 2C's going live. That would be welcomed by many people in the UK, I think. Is he live yet? Well, he's live already. I can't. I'm live too. All right. What storm is this? This is predicted for later this afternoon. This is not current. This is a model for 5 p.m. this afternoon. This is some really dangerously bad weather, potentially, all the way from Wisconsin to Oklahoma. I'm just giving everybody the heads up what is predicted for this afternoon. YT. This is not good news. You should definitely be paying attention to your weather if you live in these areas here. Right now, it's not like that. Right now, the only severe thunderstorm warning is up here. And it's already expiring. It's this cell right here. That's for now. That's current. It's the only one, and that should be expiring. Oh, do I have to refresh? I was going to say. Look, 12 minutes it expires. You could tell the box is shrinking. It's that cell. But that's what's right now. It's early. It's early. These storms are going to build throughout the afternoon. You're in Illinois? Where in... I don't know. Don't tell me that. Oh, what's up, Storm Chaser? Windy is not going to be as accurate. We're going to get... You're in Maryland. It's going to cool down here. We're okay here. this is not the problem where we are. The problem is where they are. Storm chaser. It's not for us. We're fine. This front already went through. There's another weak front that's pushing through with a couple of pop-up showers. We're fine. We're in the clear. It's them. The winds is not going to be bad here. It's done. This is where the winds are going to be bad here. Ahead of this front. We're good. The temperature dropped by 20 degrees. The 19th, you're going to get high winds. Well, that's Sunday. There's a system coming in Sunday. We're supposed to get a lot of rain. It's probably going to be the remnants of this system that we're looking at right now coming toward us. This system right here is going to move east, the front, and that's going to affect us. That'll bring winds on Sunday. Yes. Because that front is going to come through. This. And that's where the really cool air is behind that. Your temperature is going to drop by 20, 30 degrees from now to Sunday, Monday. I know where you live. But, like, watch. Alexa, what's the temperature for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's forecast shows a high of 72 degrees and a low of 50 degrees in Newburgh.
72 tomorrow. Alexa, what's the temperature predicted for Monday?
Monday's forecast for Newburgh shows a high of 49 degrees and a low of 27 degrees.
Alexa, stop. See that drastic change in temperature? It's going to be 28 degrees at night, well, in the morning. The high is only going to be 47 degrees on Monday. It was 91 yesterday. So yes, we still have above normal temperatures right now because the average temperature is 60 right now for me. So when this front comes through, it's colder air, it's cooler air clashing with this. And yes, you're going to get windier conditions. But that would probably be, depending on how fast this system comes to the east, could be Sunday sometime into Sunday night. So, because tomorrow's supposed to be 72, today's supposed to be 74. But that cold air is coming right behind that system. That's when your winds are going to pick up. So I'm predicting probably, like you said, they said the 19th. That makes sense. Sunday. That's exactly right. Mark says he's going from 78 down to 43 tonight. Exactly. So it's a major contrast in temperatures. But the serious stuff is right there for the country. That is midsection, the entire midsection of the country today. That is crazy. That's bad. And I pray for those people in the path of that. And I pray there isn't as many tornadoes outbreak as possible here. I pray for that. Because you don't want to see that. But the potential is staring you right in the face. And that even goes up into Canada. To be honest. Look at that. Look at that. That is crazy. And the actual system is up here. Look at that. This is where the system is, the low. But look at this. And that's again a forecasted model. Don't look at this. It's not now. That's for 5. That's the dot. See the dot? It's refreshing actually itself for the prediction. That's predicted for 5. And I think that's 5 my time. So that would be 4 Central. But that is ugly. You could see how cold it is. Look at, they're probably going to get significant snow near Denver. There are like heavy bands of snow here. I actually want to go back. Let's go back. Look at that snow. They're higher elevation. Yes, it's colder. But look at these. Look, this is the forecast model. This is up to now. This is now. And look at the model moving forward. Why is it doing that? Play. Why is it going so slow? It's moving. There it goes. It's taking time to load. Look at these bands of snow developing in the Rockies. Just look at south of Denver, Colorado Springs. Look at these bands of snow coming down from the north. They're going to be in like a heavy squall in Colorado Springs as far as the models are showing. So just think about that snow. Look at this. Colorado Springs, Denver, all in here. Castle Rock. Be interesting to see how that goes. But this is the scary thing. That's right now. That's the one severe thunderstorm. See it? It just refreshed. This is what's happening now. But look what's predicted for this afternoon. That's why you all need to pay attention if you live. You definitely need to watch Des Moines, Iowa. Definitely, Michelle. Just tell them to keep an eye on their weather. I would give your sister a call, Michelle. Just, not to make them panic. Just tell them to be prepared. Now, the line may actually develop to the east of Des Moines. Your system might be in the clear. It depends where the line establishes. You see it? Look at Des Moines. It's so close. Look at that. What did I just say? It could develop to the east of Des Moines. So she just might be spared from where the line develops. You see that? Watch it. The line starts to really develop just to the east. Look at it. Look at that. So close, but that's too close to take a chance. Because that's just a model. A model is exactly it. It's just a prediction. It's just a model. So I would call your sister, if you're still watching, Michelle, and just tell her, keep an eye on your weather today. It was 65.2 today and 60 yesterday. Today I woke up. It's 26. Dissolve. 22 mile per hour winds, northwestern Minnesota. Minnesota's been having some rough weather too, but more to the east. That I've been seeing. But right now, look at that. Look at these cells just to the east of Minneapolis. And look how far up north. Look at that. Now that's a model. Remember, this is a model. This hasn't happened. This is current. But look how it all picks up as the afternoon goes on. It's just too bad the radar's not. Look at this. Wisconsin's definitely going to be under the gun. Definite. That whole area, like I said, all the way down to Oklahoma. Right in here. You gotta watch. You're in central Wisconsin. Dude, don't be scared. Just be prepared. Don't be scared. Fear is not a thing you want. You don't want to be scared. You want to be ready. That's my advice. No, and don't get me wrong. I was scared when it was an EF0 by my house. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't scared. I was nervous. And worried that something might happen. I don't know about scared. But I was definitely concerned and worried, and because it is scary though. I have to admit, it is scary because you're like, I'm not gonna lie. It was crazy. Kansas is very possible as well, but again, look where the line is setting up. See it right there? Let's stop. Let's just stop. Kansas is definitely northwest. Then look at Kansas. This line has to go through. This is a little after 5 p.m. this afternoon, and it's moving this way. So it might encompass the entire state of Kansas. That line is steady. The whole state of Kansas could be affected. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going to go to my sister's house because she has a basement. Definitely, dude. And you know what? Like I said, I don't do this. I keep it real. I don't exaggerate like some people and make it like doomsday. No. The potential, this is a model. The potential exists for severe weather. And it's better to be safe than not. And it's better to be prepared than not. And you know what? If your sister has a basement, it serves two purposes. One, you're safer in a basement. Two, you're with your sister, which makes her feel better. Both of you feel better being together. So it serves multi-purposes. See what I'm saying? Family together. That's a great thing. Now, what I would do, I would call your sister. Is there anything we need before you go there, if you can? You know what I mean? Charge your phones. Does anybody need medication? Because you don't know if the power is going to go out. You don't know if you're going to lose power. I would prepare, in the event that happens, that you have food that you can have, that keep the freezers closed. I would even get, I don't know how warm it is there, I would get a cooler, pack it with ice, just in case the power goes out, to put all my perishable goods, all that in the freaking cooler to keep it from going bad. Because if my power goes out, I got a backup generator, but nobody's allowed to open that freezer. Or the fridge. Don't open it, because you're done. Let that cold stay in as much as you can. Transfer whatever you're going to use all the time, like creamers or milk or whatever you're going to eat, put that in the cooler where you could access it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I would do that with Whiskey. Give your sister a call and tell her, listen, I'm heading over. Weather doesn't look good. We might need the basement today. And I do things with humor, but even if it's serious, I just use humor because it makes me less tense. It's how I deal with stressful situations. I use humor. The shit's about to hit the fan. We got to get ready. But it's serious. That is really bad weather, yes. Weather, southern Wisconsin. If you live in Wisconsin, I don't care where, you need to pay attention. The weather might be even worse where you are. No doubt. Yeah, a bit cool this morning. Thankfully, where I am, it hasn't been too bad. Praying for those in the path. Be safe. My friend over there on the tube of you, he's praying for all of you that potentially could be in the path of these storms. Okay, so, this is where it really could get dicey. Look at Wisconsin. Look at eastern Iowa. And remember, the line should start to develop this afternoon. Depending where it starts. You already have a severe storm up here right now. In Wisconsin, western. But see that the model is adjusting. It's refreshing for the future model. But it's going to encompass the entire state on the eastern portion. North and south, the entire state. It's refreshing again. Look at Missouri. This has to move through. Now, as you go further down, Oklahoma, there could be. It probably will. But look at this. Look at this line. That is serious. Seriously not good. But you know when this is just being honest, because I've been doing weather a long time. Just because it's forecast doesn't mean it's going to happen. Last night I had a severe storm to my south. It didn't affect me. There was another storm to my north. It didn't affect me. It's one of those things like it can hit you or miss you kind of deal. But in this case, with a solid radar like that predicted, I would not take a chance. That is just cray-cray. That's solid. So it's different when you have like thunderstorms in a line, but they're in like clusters of organization where it's not like that. Like today, there's a chance I have a pop-up thunderstorm. Pop-up. Maybe. But when you see a system like this coming through, heads up. Heads up. And I wonder what they're saying on the Weather Channel and all those other places. They must be talking about this. This is serious. Let me see what you guys are saying. Don't be scared. Just do the right thing. Prepare now. Don't be scared. That's not going to help you. Be prepared. Be ready. And yes, scared. It's normal to be scared. Definitely normal to be scared. But stay focused. That's important. Stay focused. Don't let the emotional fear or anything take over, because that's going to affect you in a negative way. You can't control what can potentially. You just have to be prepared and pray if you're a person of faith. And you might go, wow, thank God, nothing. You know what I mean? I'd rather be an optimist than a pessimist. Exactly, and breathe. Yeah, they should let the schools out early for the storms. Absolutely. Definitely. It's not just about the children. That is a big part of it. But the people who drive those buses, the people that work in the schools, they got to get home to their families too. You know what I mean? Yes. The children. Parents want to get their children and get them home. So do the people that are employed at those schools and the school bus drivers and everything else. They want to get home too, So it's like everybody. Even businesses. Close up early. That's what I would say. Was checking in from Toronto. You know something? We're too far to the east. It's cooled down here already. Now I would have to go to the other one, but this system eventually is going to make its way east, because the main system is way up here, Canada. But you might get some weather maybe tomorrow. Alexa, what's the forecast for Toronto, Canada for tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Toronto, expect showers and thunderstorms with a high of 64 degrees and a low of 39 degrees.
There you go.
There's a chance of rain early in the evening too.
There you go. Tomorrow's your day. Beyond. Tomorrow's your day. It's coming eventually east. So prepare, but it won't be like, God, pray for these people that could potentially be affected by this. It's not, but you're going to have maybe thunderstorms in Toronto tomorrow. I don't know if the Blue Jays are at home. They're going to have to definitely have the dome closed up for tomorrow if they're going to play. If they're home. Anyway, what's going on in here? All right, it's refreshing. Oh, you have no school today? Well, lucky you. And I'm making myself my own. Oh, that's Interceptor. Are you serious? Wait a minute. You're making a vehicle, Parker? Is that what you're talking about? Wait a minute. I'm confused. You're making your own Interceptor, either Dominator 1. What is this? Are you talking about a drone, or because I'm thinking about this guy's vehicle? Oh, okay, got you. Colorado, is that Colorado? Colorado's gonna have snow. Milwaukee tomorrow. I think you're okay for tomorrow for Milwaukee because this system is moving through you tonight. All this should pass overnight. You should be fine in Milwaukee tomorrow. Alexa, what's the weather for Milwaukee, Wisconsin for tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Milwaukee, expect a high of 49 degrees
Cold.
and a low of 36 degrees with a morning shower. There's a flood watch in effect from today at 1 p.m.
It's
through
tonight.
tomorrow morning.
It's
with
tonight.
0.5 to 1.25 inches of rain expected.
Tonight.
Possibly up to 2 inches in some areas.
2 inches of rain. Possibly tonight. You're going to have flooding. Tonight is your issue in Milwaukee. It'll be over by tomorrow morning. The system will have pushed through. If you're in Milwaukee, you should be preparing right now. That's funny, KJ. Listen. Who wrote that? Whoever was that talked about Milwaukee, you need to be prepared in Milwaukee for flooding and severe weather. Indiana? I don't think... Oh, well, eventually the system's going to push through you. It's too hard to predict how that line holds up by the time it gets to Indiana. Too early. But I would definitely be paying attention. Where did you say Northwest? Where was this now? If you're in the Northwest Indiana, definitely. Oh, definitely. Jesse, you definitely need to pay attention. I mean, if you're up in this area here, I mean, look at that line. Where do you think that line is going? This way. Chicago needs to watch out. But again, daylight heating fuels these storms. As it gets dark, they lose their energy. But that does not mean that they still can't be intact somewhat and still be significant. I don't know how much that line holds together as it moves east because of that. So I cannot make a prediction based on that alone. But I would be paying attention because the future model is not going to go that far. This goes up to 6 p.m. You should definitely be paying attention, though, if you live there. I would. Like I said earlier, it's better to be prepared. Missouri, all of Missouri should be on alert. All of you in Missouri, all of you. In the entire state, look at it. Look at the entire state. Well, let it refresh. Look at the whole state of Missouri. It's going through the entire state, the line. Anywhere in Missouri, you should be paying attention. Anywhere. This is today, Pippi. This is today. This is this afternoon. This is the forecasted model for these storms to happen. There's storms right now to the north, east of Minneapolis. That's right now. But this is 1 o'clock. 2. Uh-oh. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Refresh. I was just using it. That's me. I'm like here. See, there's some pop-ups. I don't know if they'll make it. I want to see mine first. See, I don't know if these pop-ups... We're going to get showers for sure. See, there's a few pop-ups, but I don't think that's going to affect me. Now, Sunday, we're going to get a lot of rain because of that system that the people out west, central part of the country, are dealing with. But not now. This is where it's going to be. So let the model refresh. So look, Kansas City, Iowa. That's where the line might start to develop. Later. Right here. Later. There it is. But then it's going to get more intense and it's going to start moving east. So if you look at that model. Let me stop it right there. Damn, I should have stopped it. Hold on. Let me stop it when it... Because I don't like the way it's refreshing. Just be safe. This is a future model, Pippi. This is a future model. Let's stop it right there. This is a projected model on the Weather Channel radar. This is the Weather Channel. This is their projected model for forecast for later, for the radar. But look at this. And remember, it's going to push through. Again, this is a model. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to set up this way. It's a model. And different models show different things, to be honest. But this is the Weather Channel's model for later. But remember, if you live in these states, you're going to have to deal with this line moving through. But I think the really bad stuff, I don't even want to predict that. Because that just doesn't look good all over the place. From Wisconsin all the way down to possibly Oklahoma, near Oklahoma City. This whole line. Look how far that goes, from Oklahoma all the way up to Wisconsin, to Canada. That's how large of an area is going to be affected. That's unbelievable. Even into Canada. Not good. This is later this afternoon, evening hours, Brittany. This actually is a 6 o'clock model, but this could be 6 o'clock Eastern because I'm on the East Coast. So that would be 5 Central Time. So you're talking about 5 to 6 hours from now. Possibly. That's why I'm saying to all of you, whoever lives in these areas, if you need to go to the store, prepare, just in case. It's always good to be prepared. Do it now, before this stuff possibly affects you. Do it now. You got time now. And like I said, I'm not saying it's going to be, chaos. That's the last thing anybody wants. All I'm saying, it's better to be prepared than not. That's all. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. This is just a forecasted model. And it doesn't look good. And I'd rather be prepared than not prepared. That's just me, though. Yeah, Darryl, I seen you. Anywhere from Denver all the way down to Colorado Springs, I think it was. Crazy. Looks like a snow squall for you. I was like, what? Yeah, from here to here. Later on, this is a model for later. But look at this. Look at that snow. For Colorado, look at that. That's heavy snow. That's a heavy snow squall right there. I see that, Darryl. That's not nothing. That's significant. It's going to move through quickly, but it's still going to dump. That's heavy snow, man. Look at that. That's heavy, Darryl. That's... And you told me a few days ago, it's going to snow here Friday. I was like, what? Hey, you were right. Look at it. But for real, that line, I don't like it when the radar doesn't load up like that. Look at that. That is cray for this afternoon. That is, because right now it's nothing. There's some storms. I would say northwest. There's one cell I see. And northern Minnesota has some activity as well right now. But that line, watch out for that. Look at that. Look how it just intensifies. If the weather is supposed to be bad for 3-day plan. Okay, so my friend on TubeView says, you got freeze warning? It's going to get cold here too by early next week. If the weather's supposed to be bad for 3 days, plan for at least a week of backup supplies. It can take a while to clean up and fix damages. Correct. You got to think of possible power outages. for an extended period of time. That's like the main thing. It takes time to fix all that. You're right. That's why I'm saying it's better to be prepared. At least I am. That's just my philosophy. But absolutely, I agree with you, Dissolve. There's no severe alerts at the moment. There's none. Later on, there'll be a ton. And I'm surprised, in a way. Look at the snow up in Canada. That's 4 plus? Yeah, 4 plus. So out of this system, that's where the low is. That's the main low. The wraparound, you could tell, is right here. And there, it's actually right here. There's the low. And the wraparound, the colder air dragged down, that's why it's going to get colder. They're getting snow up here. And they're going to get probably, maybe, depends what the temperature is, they might get snow behind it. Another thing too is we got to keep an eye. There's really no cameras up here. And the storm chasers don't usually go up this far north either. See, a lot of the storms diminished already. For now. Because there was a severe thunderstorm right there earlier in Wisconsin. And Minnesota, actually. But it's later. This is got to be watched. That's it. Bottom line. I want to see what this is. Because later I'm going to need some cameras. The wind. Looks beautiful right now, right? Beautiful day. All right, so let me zoom out. Yeah, that's probably too far west. This camera, is there a camera right here? I thought I saw something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, there is. This is a camera to keep an eye out later. Just to the east. Because the storm chasers might, I don't know if there'd be any over there. So there's the front. Right there. Ahead of the front is where you gotta see. That camera's too much to the west. I think the line is gonna form just to the east of Des Moines. Later. There's a camera here. Wow. That's crazy wind. Look at that. Windy. Wow. This is a camera to pay attention to later. That could be right where the line starts to set up. Maybe. It's going to be close. I'm actually searching for some cameras for later. But I do have to work tonight, but we'll see how things end up going on here. There it is, that one. This is another one. It'd be nice to have some this way. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Kansas City, yes. That camera we already checked. So there's some cameras here. There's a bunch down here, but Wisconsin, really, you really need to pay attention. I don't see any cameras here. Even Chicago, you gotta pay attention. We should check what they're predicting. I'm gonna do that after I look. I'm just looking for the cameras for later. There's a bunch here. All right, that's good enough for now. Let's check what they're saying. So this is the weather.com. So this is the weather channel. I'm curious. Today's storms, what? Maybe the worst of, okay, maybe the worst of this week's severe weather. See? That is not good. Oh my gosh. Just like we were talking about. Look. It's just what we were just talking about. They're saying exactly. Just as I was talking about it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Mm-mm. And look at the chart. The color chart. That's why all the way down to Oklahoma, north of Oklahoma City. Look at this. Look at Kansas. I mean, this goes way up. Just in your mind, put this map together with this. And it shows you how large of an area this is covering today. This is today. This is later this afternoon into tonight. This is not a joke. This is tomorrow. Shifts east. It's the possibility of severe. This is tomorrow. So, look at the flood alerts. It said when I asked the weather for Milwaukee, possibly 2 inches of rain tonight in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Flooding rain. Look at Green Bay. Look at Milwaukee. Look at this. Look at Wisconsin. And what did I say? Just north of Chicago. I mean, you got to pay attention. That's a lot of rain. Flooding. Possible. Chicago, if you're in Chicago, I'm looking at chat now. Obi-Wan Bon Jovi. Do you know Bon Jovi? My uncle made his leather jackets for Slippery When Wet. The videos, my uncle made those jackets. In those videos when he, Slippery When Wet, when he was wearing those fringed leather jackets, my Uncle Stevie made those jackets. Soho Leather, back in the time. He located in New York, but he lived in Jersey. Bon Jovi's from Jersey. I think he still lives there. But anyway, this is something you folks need to pay attention to, period. That's basically... And we'll just put that future radar. Yeah, I have ad blockers. I hate that. I hate ads. Let's let this load to here. Look at that line. Cray. Hopefully not another DLD, not another bad. My kids go crazy. Oh God. I'll pray for you, DLD. Illinois. Now I look at that line. I mean, look at Illinois. That line. Now I don't know exactly where you are. I don't know if there's. Let me look. You're in Indiana, Mike? What the heck are you doing in Indiana? Antioch. Let me see. I would rather do it this way. Okay, now I get an idea. Oh, shit. All right. I'm just going to shoot it straight with you. You're supposed to be getting the possibility of flooding rain there. Because Milwaukee, I just did the Milwaukee forecast, and they say you could get up to 2 inches in Milwaukee, and the possibility of severe weather tonight. You need to prepare. I'm sure you know this already. You're doing storm chasing? Good. Enjoy, Mike. You need to definitely be prepared for this system coming through DLD. That's definite. I would definitely be paying attention to that. Because these warnings in areas are going to change. They're going to change. They're going to be expanded later on. So yeah, I would definitely be prepared. Because that line has to come through eventually. I don't know if it'll weaken. I pray to God that it does. But that's as far as out as I can go. But, I mean, look at it. And you're right here. Around there. You know what I'm saying? I know. I can't believe how much activity has been going up in your area. Like in Wisconsin. It's been like continuous deluge of rain and storms and flooding. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like training over the same areas. You know? Horrible. Horrible. All right, let me take a look at TikTok now. I won't call it a bow echo necessarily. It's just a very strong line of storms that extend all the way from Wisconsin to Oklahoma City. It's a very strong, intense line of storms. And bow can happen. The frontal winds can definitely happen anywhere in this line. Remember, this is a forecasted model. This isn't actually happening right now. Let me make that clear. This is predicted for later. But anytime you see a line like that, the frontal winds can be definitely damaging. Just the frontal winds on something from this. So yeah, anything's possible. I'm more concerned about the possibility of tornadoes. That's my main concern here. Tornado outbreak. Oh no. Oh, it's the short one. Okay. So, let's see what else. What's Ohio going to look like tonight? Ohio? Okay. This could be your weather tomorrow. But I don't think it's going to be as severe as that, but you never know. You're going to get probably storms in Ohio tomorrow. I don't think tonight necessarily. It could be tomorrow. Could be overnight. Late, early morning. Could. Illinois is definitely. I mean, look at it. Just look. Look where the line is predicted at 6 p.m. And look at Illinois. That line is moving east. So sometime tonight you might be affected by that line in Illinois. I don't care where you are. You should be paying attention in the entire state. It's just to the west. No, this is not now. Oh my gosh, let's be clear. Right now is this. Oh my gosh, no. No, this is hours away. This is like 6 hours away. Let me make that clear to anybody who's just tuning in. This is for later. This is now. Everything's good. What I'm saying is prepare now while you have time. If you live in the path of this line, now is your time to go to the store, prepare, get what you need. You have a few hours. It's better to be safe than sorry. Go get what you need now. If you need some milk, food, whatever, batteries, whatever it is, charge your phones. Do it now. Do it now. No, that's my fault. I should have told all of you that was a future model radar. That's my fault. But yeah, that's now. What's up, Amy? I don't want to cause, Yes, like KJ said, 4 to 7 hours figure. My fiance will be flying from Pittsburgh to Iowa. Where in Iowa? What airport? That's not that far. What time is your fiance expected to arrive, Alex? Because depending on where that line through is, do they got to fly through the line? Cedar Rapids. Let me look up where that is, because I'm not familiar with this area, obviously. Over here. Oh boy. What time is that flight coming in, dude? Maybe around 5, 6? That's Central Time. So that's 6 to 7 my time. You just might be fine. Let's go to 6 o'clock. Come on, model, refresh. Why isn't it refreshing? Why is it doing that? Let me just play it. I think the line will be to the west by the time your fiance arrives at the airport. But I would say this, be ready to get your fiance and get the hell to wherever you got to go. That's what I would say. Don't procrastinate. Do what you got to do. Pick up Yvonne's fiance and get home. Dude, that's so close. Look at Cedar Rapids. But that's 7 my time. This is 6 your time. Probably might be a delay. I know you're central. It's close. See, now it just updated. It has the line just after 6 there now. But again, this is a model. The models aren't precise. It could be later. It could be sooner. That line. That's gonna be kind of close. I think you're gonna be okay there, Amy. I don't know. Again, it depends on the. Remember, this line does not exist right now. Let me make that clear to everybody who's watching. This is a future model for after 6 my time. This is not now. This is a model for later. About 6 hours from now. 5 to 6 hours from now. And exactly, models aren't accurate. Exactly, but when you see a line like this forming, you have to take precautions and prepare. So Alex, I would definitely, you're going to probably get to the airport early anyway. Just try to get to the airport a little bit early, plan ahead, so you don't run into these storms later. And you know that you can track, you could track your fiance's flight, departure on time, all that. You know what to do. All right, but you're absolutely correct. So again, this is this afternoon. If you live in Kansas City, you should be watching not Kansas City, Kansas. The line is going to eventually go through Missouri. Now, I don't know if it'll be so bad to the south of the state, but look at all the activity to the north. Look at Kansas City. Remember, this is an earlier radar. If I go back a little, The line is just starting to form. And this is not set in stone. This is a prediction of a model. And then it starts to get its act together as we go on. But it's just the model. But you should be paying attention. And look at this. Look at Missouri. And I think the storms are going to set up to the east, the line of Des Moines. So this is where it's going to start to form, right in here. Then it's going to move east. So if you live ahead of this front, this line, I don't care where you are, Illinois, definitely Michigan, Wisconsin. You definitely need to pay attention in Wisconsin. It doesn't look good in Wisconsin. I'll tell you that right now. It does not look good. And definitely parts of eastern Iowa, western Illinois, definitely into Missouri, and maybe into Oklahoma. And look at Kansas. This is bad. It's not good. Kansas City is going to get something, but I don't know how the line develops as it approaches Kansas City. It's going to be close. Actually, I got to call my boss. She lives in Kansas City. Actually, I need to call her and give her the heads up. I'm just going to text her. I don't want to bother her. You have a severe weather possibility. I hate when it does this afternoon. Pay attention to your weather there. She lives in Kansas City. And it's probably going to be earlier. Right there. There's a model. The model. It's 5 my time. So in a few hours. But see, the line is predicted to just start forming near Kansas City. That does not mean it's going to happen. It's a model. But that it shows it, you should prepare for the potential. Because it's there. The potential is there. I would prepare. That's all. Bro, we don't know exactly when it's going to hit. Of course not. We don't know exactly. It's a model. I just said that, KJ. It's a model. Cannot say with precision or accuracy or even if it's going to develop the way it shows on the model. It's a model. That's all it is. But based on the model, it looks like there's a potential of severe weather later this afternoon. And if you live in these areas, you should prepare. That's the whole point of the conversation. Because right now, if you looked at the radar, there's nothing going on. Except for like in Minnesota. There's nothing going on. You would say, oh, where is it? What's going on? The models show that this is going to form. Wichita. So east, south side of Wichita. Hold on. Remember, this is later this afternoon. Predicted. Forecasted. Model. What's up, Marianne? What did you say? Big storm on its way from Dallas to Chicago. Yeah, it stretches all the way up. Now I don't know how far it's gonna dip into Texas near the Panhandle. I don't know how far it's gonna extend. But Kansas. Where's which? Oh, I don't know. I don't know about Wichita. It's gonna be close. Oh yeah, you're definitely. See, but look at this. The model. Remember, the models doesn't mean it's going to happen. The line hasn't yet fully formed in the future model. Look at Wichita. Look at what that. Then they start to blow up the cells right near Wichita. But that might not happen. The line may not form until later on, and it's already to your east. You may not be affected. It's about the timing when these storms develop. It could happen sooner. It could happen later. It may not happen at all. But it's going to be close based on the future projected models. But this isn't happening yet. This doesn't exist yet. But I would be on the lookout. If I lived in Wichita, Kansas, I'm on the lookout today. This afternoon. Yeah. Because that's where the line is supposed to start to get its act together. Then when it moves east, northeast, that's when it looks like it really gets its act together.
Bro,
What?
I came by.
You what?
I grabbed the lighter you told me to grab from there, and then I took another lighter from here. Both ran out of gas.
See if there's any more in that pile. I don't know if there's that many left there. You know where to look, right? By the video games. Oh, I gotta go outside and get the robot out of the pool. But yeah, I mean, I can't emphasize enough that you should prepare if you live near this system. That's all. They told us around 3 to 8 is when we should be on the watch. I agree. That's Central Time. That would be 4 my time. Yes, I agree. 100%. I agree. Thunderstorm for you this afternoon? I don't think so. It's spotty.
Bro, there's nothing here, bro.
For real? I don't have any other backups. Let me see if I have any here. I have mine. Here. I found one. I'm going to throw it on the chair. Look. Oh, no, you're right here. See if that one works. Yeah, it works. Oh. Let me check. What?
So what's your Crocs, bro? What are you doing, bro?
What?
What's your Crocs?
I just finished mowing the neighbor's lawn next door. Let me see. Let me check. This is old. I gotta go back. Let me play this. We might get a pop-up. I don't think it's gonna happen here. That's gonna miss me. Yeah, nothing. I don't think. I might get a shower. Definitely I should get a shower. That's close. This is the Catskill Mountains here. I'm near the Catskill Mountains. I don't see... And the mountains itself disrupt storms when they're coming from that direction. It shears them. The mountains shear it. So I'm not expecting much. Let's see if there's any severe weather alerts yet. I doubt it.
Dude,
Yes.
you get any cigarettes, bro? Back
None. Or maybe... Wait. Take 2. Huh?
You wanna roll?
When you get time. You don't have to rush for that. What you could do with me a favor is... You know what I'm going to ask you.
Dishes?
Yep.
Alright.
Because I'm going to make that chicken with the lemon thing again today.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Kendrick, are you busy now? Huh? I can't find the big green pot. Don't ask me where it disappeared. But if you can... Here, wash. Fill up the 2 pots with water and boil them with potatoes in there so I can make more potato salad. With chicken. Because I'm going to make that lemon chicken again. Vegetables. all coffee. I'm gonna smoke some chicken today and make homemade potato salad. That's what I'm making today. Just this is way off topic, but I'm gonna make a lemon cilantro flavored chicken breast in my smoker, and then I make my homemade German potato salad. How did you know with the lemon thing? Wait, whoa. Were you reading my mind? How did you know it was the lemon thing? Connor, that's a little weird, bro. I did say it? Okay, because I was like, that got me a little, like, how did you know? I must have said it, right? Good afternoon, Tammy. I made burgers last night for some people that were watching on here. I was making burgers on my smoker last night at 12:30 at night, and they were like, anyway, getting back to this. I'm going to try to stay on as long as possible. I'm not going to waste anyone's time right now. I came on, I told you about the risk. If you live in these areas, you should prepare. Do what you need to do. And you know what? The good thing to do is too, I wrote a song for storm chasers. If I lived in a storm chasing area, I would be definitely one of those people out there. There's no question. I have many years of experience. I would be perfect. I don't want to drive the vehicle. I want to be the person next to the person, telling them what they need to do, the direction, all that. I'd be the navigator and be looking at all the information and letting the person know this is where we got to go, blah, 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 all that. Stay ahead of the storms, not behind them. Some people are just, I almost said the word. I would have been done on TikTok. Some people just don't think. Ugh. I give them a lot of credit going out there. You don't realize the service that they provide to the public. It's not just for people to get all excited and watch what they do, getting the footage. These people provide vital information for the local authorities. Information that can help save lives. They are, I can't even, they are so important in what they do. That's just it is scientific research. Now I seen them using drones. When they get close to, they're using drones to get the footage. Amazing. The images coming back from the drones is incredible. They do save lives. Yes, they save lives. Dissolve. Absolutely. It's not just like, of course, we're all fascinated when we watch the live video or footage. Like, wow. But they're at risk to themselves, but they're also saving people's lives by providing the information, the direction, movement, radar indicated, seeing it on the ground. It's been sighted now. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of information. They contact the local authorities. And that's so important. To me, at least. What's up, Motown? Could it hit Michigan? Michigan? I mean, that could be early tomorrow morning. It depends if the line holds together. Wisconsin's definitely going to be affected. I don't know how much the line holds up as it crosses over. I cannot predict that. I would say there's going to be some storms, maybe early in the morning or tomorrow in Michigan. I just don't know how intense they're going to be because it all depends on how that line holds itself together. Usually with daylight heating, they fuel up, but once it gets cooler at night, they tend to diminish, and it's moving east. I don't know. I can't give you... I would just pay attention to your weather if you live in Michigan. I would. Like if you lived in Chicago, you should pay attention. If you live in Indiana, you should pay attention. Definitely Illinois. Definitely Kansas. I don't care where you are. Definitely Missouri. No question. Into Oklahoma. Definitely the whole state. Eastern Iowa. Definitely Illinois and definitely Wisconsin. Those would be my areas of concern today. But remember, the system is moving, the front is going east, so potentially that is going to affect me Sunday. This will affect Ohio and Toronto, Canada, and other places east tomorrow. Will it be as severe as this today? Unlikely. They definitely save lives. Look, every life is precious. Every life. You know? So, like I said, I can't emphasize it enough, the importance of those people that do the storm chasing. I mean, at risk to themselves. And it is also, I mean, it's an excitement, it's a thrill. But some people think it's like, you have to take that seriously. It's not a game. It's not fun. You know, it's not, it is exciting. Because if you're into weather, if you love, like if you wanted to become a meteorologist, if you love weather, if weather is your science, then this is it. This is what you want to do. But it's not like somebody could just go out, let's go storm chasing. Two knuckleheads going out there not knowing what the hell they're doing. They're not safe. They're not prepared. And God protect them. It's not a game. It's not a joke. It's serious. They put the red box up. They put a red box of concern up already. Right in here. That's new. That's tornado. Tornado watch likely. Probability of watch 80%. There you go. There's the first indicator right here. Inside that red box, rectangular looking box. Right in here. They already just put that up. See? Where is this? Wisconsin. What did I say earlier? Watch out, Wisconsin. I mean, if I zoom it out a little, you get an idea. So Iowa, look at it. It's affecting actually an area here. If you look at it, northwestern Illinois, Wisconsin, and maybe the very eastern part of Minnesota. But look, Iowa, Wisconsin definitely is in that box. And like I said, and it could get extended. I would watch this whole area. But right here. And the line is right on Milwaukee. But look at northwestern Illinois. And definitely northeastern Iowa. And look, look how far it extends. So just pay attention. And there's going to be more of these probably issued, unfortunately, later. It's early. It's only 1 p.m. here. That means it's only noon over there. You're going to see more of this. Sadly, I hope God protects the people. All ahead of that front. There's some pop-ups right now. Nothing severe yet. where this is. This is way down here. That might be a fire hazard. Oh, that's pollution, air quality alert. I wasn't expecting that. Look at the snow in the higher elevations, the Rockies. This is probably a fire hazard thing down here. Maybe. Yep. High fire danger conditions are expected here. Georgia? Be careful out there. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. And like I said, monitor your weather. What's up, Bear? Yeah, again, do not underestimate Kansas. Hold on. Don't underestimate what you're seeing here. Because this has just been put up. There could be more. I would just pay attention to the whole thing. To be honest, I would pay attention to the whole thing. Let me put the latest. It's refreshing. Future model is coming up. It's not now. That's now. But I want to see what the future model shows. This is the future model starting now. This is not now. Wow, look at that. I don't like that, the way that looks in Wisconsin, I'm telling you. Oh my God. Well, now, who said this now in chat, Bear? Horton. Where's Horton? Is that to the west, east? In Kansas? Where is that? Because it looks like it's going to affect the southeast corner of Kansas, really. From Wichita, maybe, points east in the lower quadrant, southeast quadrant of Kansas. Right in there. So I don't know where that is. Northeast, I think you're okay. It depends where the front starts, where it develops. It could start sooner. It could start later. I wouldn't put my guard down, but based on this, let's go back. See how the line right there, see how you're going to have pop-ups? But this is a future forecasted model. See northeastern Kansas? See it? But where it really start, look at it right there. And this ain't that long from now. It's a couple hours. But see how it really ramps up later on. And then Missouri's under the gun for sure, Missouri. Look at this. Look at that. That is ugly. Mom, I'm busy. And look how it's going to pick up in Oklahoma, too. But look how this line is heading right into Illinois. Oh, my gosh. But Wisconsin. Again. KJ, what are you sending me? Yeah, those are the models. I appreciate it. You sending it to me, though, but... Yeah, like I said, tomorrow I'll get them. I'll show you. I'll show in a second. I'm just getting crazy messages. People are watching the stream. Okay, let me clear all this out. Let me see. KJ, the thing is, you're doing it to me on Teams, and it's going to interfere with what I'm doing right now. A lot of chases are coming on now, and the thing is, I decided to see if we have any chases up here. We have one in Oklahoma and one up in Iowa. The only thing is, I can only use the chases that appear on my app. I can't use like copyrighted storm chases, like say on TubaView, because I'm on TikTok. So I can't use them. I'll get in trouble. But if there's any that show up on my app, I can use those, like here. Then I can do it, but otherwise I can't. Then I got to use like local cameras. There's not going to be nothing on the radars right now, except here. But I wouldn't be surprised if a few of them pop up. And there's not many cameras in this area. Not that there's much going on here anyway. It's like I said, there's some cameras down here. But let me check what you're saying. They usually do show up because that's where they are. Oklahoma, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas. You see a lot of storm chasers down there. Tons. Because that's where the frequent activity usually happens. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing them. That's a camera. I would not be surprised you start seeing them coming up. I think that's a camera too. Beautiful. Beautiful there now. These are cameras. But the thing is, I'll have access to these cameras depending. Now I got to work at 6 o'clock, so I don't know. I have shows to do until 10. So unfortunately, I won't be able to cover too much. Wherever this is windy. But again, the line has not developed. There's the front right there. So I'm looking for cameras ahead of the front. See them? I want to be ahead, not behind the front. I want to be ahead of the front with the cameras, because the storms are going to be going into it. But there's not much. It would be nice to see a few storm chasers, but you don't usually see too many up to the north. Like you said, they're down south. There's a camera here. I think I already tapped into that one. So I just got to pay attention. It looks like these two right here might be something to watch. And you can see the clouds are already getting its act together. So these two cameras right into Kansas. This one especially. But then we have to shift more to the east. I don't see any cameras this far north. There's one on the border here. Okay, but that's got to go all the way through Illinois. It's just the monitoring. Come on. Okay, so there's a few. I don't think it's going to get that far down. This is a good one to keep an eye on. Maybe this one too. For later, not now. I just want to get an idea where I'm going to be looking later. Anyway. But he says a lot of storm chasers are already gathering. I want to check something. I don't know about Kansas City. It's going to be a close call for Kansas City. If you live in Illinois, you need to pay attention to that line. Period. Period. Look at that line to your west later on this afternoon, evening. It's going to move east. Look at Illinois. It's right in the path. Now, they could diminish. Like I said earlier, if you live in Wisconsin, the whole state, Illinois, Missouri, stretching down into Oklahoma and Oklahoma City, you need to pay attention. Period. And eastern Iowa and southeastern Kansas, you need to pay attention. Period. Let me see what KJ sent me. This makes it difficult. I appreciate it though, KJ, but it's... I'm going to need a fifth monitor. This is not current. This is a future model. Let me make that clear. This is later this afternoon. No, that's my fault. I got to keep reminding people. This is a future model. So that's on me. I hear you. That made me laugh though. Dude, that's funny. I hear you. Because right now all things are quiet. That's what it looks like right now. Oh my gosh. You're out fishing? I hear you. Well, I hope you're having an awesome time fishing. Kansas City, you have to pay attention later this afternoon. I'll just grab one image from a friend because he's getting it from NOAA. Which is where a lot of people, all these weather folks, where do you think they get a lot of their weather from? NOAA. That's where they get their information from. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can. This is going to be a pain. This is why I didn't want to do this. So that's the image he sent. So just look at that and get an idea. If you live in that area, especially where it's dense in the middle there, you should pay attention. But I don't want to add to the confusion, because that can confuse people. I'm done with that. That's wind, he says. That's what I mean. I don't want to confuse it, KJ. I'd rather just do my own information and provide it. But I appreciate you helping. But the data. Where was I going to do again? Going back to this. Actually, I have to go and get my robot. My pool vacuum robot outside. It's beautiful here. You can see it's sunny. It's nice. I can't believe it that I actually went swimming in my pool yesterday. First time in April ever. Ever. Unbelievable. That pool has never, ever been open in April. Let alone swimming in it. Bill's gonna go retrieve his robot right now. Because I gotta turn the pump on and then I gotta cover the pool with a solar cover. So this is what it looks like in my backyard right now. It's a beautiful day. Which you're gonna see me go out in a second. And I'm definitely going to be smoking some food in there today. But we going outside right now. I got to get that little thing in the pool. So give me 1 second. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Alexa, turn on living room light.
Okay.
I don't know if we're still live on the camera, but that's the Ring doorbell. It goes off on a timer after 10 minutes. Oh, it's still on. What a shock. Let me recharge the robot. This thing really works good, though. I'm glad I have it. And it's charging. Very good, very good. Alexa, shut living room light.
Okay.
At least I cleaned the pool. I know. I was sidetracked, but I had to do it. All right, where are we? Has it shifted south? I don't know yet. The line hasn't developed. What kind of fishing are you doing? Is it freshwater, I'm assuming? Has to be if you're over there, right? I'm a saltwater guy. Illinois, dude, I would just keep an eye. Again, the model is a model. I can't emphasize that enough. A model is just a model. A forecast model. But I would pay attention if I lived in anywhere in Illinois. Oh shit, there's pop-ups. Oh, they already passed me. It's gorgeous outside. They're not gonna affect me. I don't think I have to worry about those. Those are going through the Catskills. Yeah, I might get a shower later. I'm okay. Let's freeze that. 7 p.m. This is my time though, Eastern. That is what needs to be paying attention to. So if I lived in Illinois, I'm looking at this whole line. And I'm just paying attention because daylight heating, it'll diminish it probably a little bit as the night goes on. I would still pay attention. There's no doubt. Wisconsin. Definitely Western Illinois. Missouri. Look at this. Look at Kansas City. Into Oklahoma. So you have to watch. Just pay attention to your weather. But this is a few hours from now. Oh God. So I mean, we can go back, and you can see the forecast of the line. The development of the line in the model. So look at Kansas City. This is 4 p.m. my time, so that would be 3 Central. So that's like 4 p.m. local time. But this is a please. This is a model. I'm live. This is a model. So again, you take that with a pile of salt. But you should pay attention. It's that simple. Because you have the possibility of severe weather entering your area. That's the bottom line. So, and if I was in Central, are you fishing over here? Are you somewhere in there fishing? These storms might actually diminish before they even get, I don't know. Oh, look at that. That's as far as I can go. But that is what's approaching projected central Missouri later on. That kind of looks like it's unavoidable, that it's something's going to impact you, whether it's a strong thunderstorm or some heavy rain. You know what I mean? So you got some weather coming your way. I'm not saying it's going to be severe, but you have to keep your eyes out. Sob. Yeah, I feel for the people, especially in Wisconsin, because they've just been getting pounded. And this is some seriously flooding rain potential up here. Again, Milwaukee? Again, this is not now. This is projected for later, 7 p.m. my time, 6 local. So let's put the loop. This is the Weather Channel's model. Oklahoma and Kansas. Oh, yeah, dude, that too. But just look at what's been going on in Wisconsin. They've been getting pounded with flooding rains. They're going to get another inch, 2 inches, localized, who knows, with this. A lot of areas. There's a lot of areas. Oklahoma City points north and east. Look at this line just igniting. And that's, 6 hours from now. Right there. Look at that. But then again, it's just a model. But it gives you some indication. Dude. Robert, and I live in the Hudson Valley, New York. I'll never forget the experience I had with an EF0, and that's the lowest grade, and it still was like an I'm just gonna say it was oh shit moment. I'll never forget it. I've never experienced that before in my life. Not like, unfortunately, people down south. But I was looking out just like this. I had this door open, matter of fact, right? And there's another door that leads to the backyard right there. They're both open. So make believe they're both open. I'm looking outside and a tornado warning comes up on the phone. I'm like, oh shit. A tornado watch is one thing. Tornado warning indicates that something could be heading in your direction. A tornado is heading in your direction. So all the phones are going off in the house. I'm like, oh shit. And then the 2 doors at the same time went boom. The pressure changed. I was like, whoa. Then I saw that green-black sky to the west. And I'm like, this is what I've heard people describe. And it did look like like a dark green black. And they're all panicking in the house. I'm like keeping my cool. I'm watching. I love weather. I'm watching. So these doors were closed. I have another door that goes to the front of the house on the other side. I had the door open. I'm looking. And all of a sudden, the trees went from this way and they started to bend this way. So they were bending toward the east because the storm was coming from the west. Excuse me. Don't talk with that when I'm live. Then I closed the door and I said, oh shit, it's coming. And I went to the center of the house. They were on the other side because my house has an addition built on. This is wood. I wasn't on this side. The other side is cinder block brick. It's an older foundation. So I was on that side of the house. And I was looking through my dining room glass pane that I could see outside. And then the sounds. The roaring. It sounded like a rumble that just didn't go away. It's the best way I could describe it, like a rumble. And all of a sudden, and your mom was here when that happened, all you hear was stuff flying outside. She scares me with that door every time with the dog. You heard debris flying around, hitting the side of the house, trees snapping, all that. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine what's going on outside, let alone now I'm worried about my roof. Am I going to lose my roof? But thank God that didn't happen. It only lasted like 10, 15 minutes. Sun comes back out. I step outside. There's debris everywhere. Shingles missing from the roof. A tree uprooted. I have the video. A tree uprooted and came within a foot of destroying this side of the house. A foot. I had that video. I was on top with a chainsaw. So yeah. And that was an EF0. And it was scary. I'm not gonna lie. I can't imagine. Yep. The freight train sound, Robert. Exactly. Wisconsin, you need to pay attention soon. Like now, you should be preparing just in case. Wisconsin is definitely the state that I think is going to be affected probably. Maybe potentially the worst. I hate to say that, but I would watch Illinois too. But look at Wisconsin. Look at Wisconsin, the entire state. You should pay attention this afternoon. I mean, look at it. Look at eastern Iowa. Look at Missouri. Look at southeast Kansas. Look at Oklahoma. And all that moves east. Everyone ahead of that line should pay attention. Everyone. Whether it's a severe risk, moderate risk, you never know. You should be prepared for worst scenario. And if nothing happens, great. Thank God. But you should be prepared. That's the bottom line. Bottom line. The timing for South KC, where's South KC? I mean, that's right there is showing me at 5. My time. So maybe after 4? But it's a model. This is showing me what time? Almost 6 my time, so almost... This is driving me crazy today. What? That door is open, right? Is it open? Let me go to the other one. Mom locks the door. She does that all the time. Excuse me, Mom. I gotta open the door for Kendrick on the other side. Is this door locked?
Why just?
I worry about that dog with Tycho. This is the last time he got out. Where is Tycho? All right, let me get back to what I was saying. So yeah, I would just say don't focus so much about exact timing. You should just be getting ready for the potential of severe weather in Kansas City and elsewhere. That's the bottom line. It may not happen. You know what I mean? Usually this is like a hit and miss situation. But prepare, that's all. Just make sure... No. Make sure you got everything you need, that's all. You know what I'm saying? Just prepare. If you have an elderly neighbor, check in on the neighbor. You know, like, call the people in your area that you know, family members or whatever, and just tell them, keep an eye on the weather today, that's all. Call me if anything, if you need anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. Because that's nasty looking. In the future radar. This is not now. This is now. There's nothing. Excuse me. There's nothing there.
Oh yeah, let me. Did you
I'm live. Let me mute. Mom is starting. I'll be right back. And there goes TikTok. Okay. Oh, I hate when it does that, the puzzle piece. And you don't get it right. There we go. All right. So, everybody who's watching, I'm going to take a break because I got things to do here in the house. I will monitor this. I may come back for a few hours, in a couple hours. If I see the radar start to get active, then I'll come back on. Right now, you could see it's trying to form. You kind of can see it where it looks like it wants to start to form. And I'm going to say right in here. That's where it looks like it wants to start to form. It's early yet. But if you live in these areas, like I said, go prepare now. If you need to go to the store, go now. Just go now. And I'll keep an eye, and maybe in a couple hours I'll come back and we'll do an update. But for now, I'm going to take a break. That's my future. I don't think we're going to get anything here. They're to my west. So be safe, be blessed, be careful. Look at your comment. I'm almost done with my interceptor. The name will be Vortex. I'm going to put it in 80. I'd like to hear how that works out, Parker. I'd like to hear the results of that. I would like to see the results of that. Fur baby, where are you? You're going to your daughter's. You don't have a basement. Yeah, go to, if your daughter has a basement, go to the basement. I'm in West Central Missouri. So you're southeast of Kansas City around. You're not too far from where he's fishing. Where Saab is fishing right now. He's in central Missouri. Let me look again before I go off. Saab is not far from you. This is later. This is future model. Now you look at Missouri. This is later on. It's almost the entire state at some point. So, you know, you had a tornado warning 2 weeks ago, Motown. So just be mindful. This has not set up yet. Illinois, Western especially, the entire state of Wisconsin, you all have to pay attention. Into Oklahoma, all through here. Eastern Iowa. Western Illinois. Definitely pretty much the whole state of Missouri. This has to go east through the state, that line. And definitely parts of Oklahoma. But I don't know how far, these storms can wither as the night goes on. Daylight heating, they can lose their juice and energy. So just pay attention. That's the bottom line. Just pay attention to your local weather to this afternoon, evening. I can't emphasize that enough. Just pay attention to your local forecast and radar and alert systems on your phone. I don't know, Texas. That's an interesting. I don't know. I would have to look at the future model. But this only goes out so far. Biggest concern in Belton, Missouri, and I don't know where Belton is. I would just say, like KJ said, probably gusty winds, frontal winds ahead of the system, the potential for definite downpours, hail, and just keep an eye out for severe weather. That's the bottom line. But a lot of these storms ahead of the front, you have those strong frontal winds ahead of it. So the winds. And hail possibility. Heavy rain. And God willing, that's it. No tornadoes. But I'm sure that the Torcon must be high the further north up here. I would assume the Torcon is high. If I had to guess. Because I'm going to get off in a second. But let's see what they're saying here. Even here they're saying on the Weather Channel. The red. Look at the red. I can't play the video because I'll get in trouble. Look, Friday's level 3 of 5 severe risk continues to expand and now includes Chicago, Madison, La Crosse, Cedar Rapids. So it's a 3 of 5 severe. That's moderate. It could be high. It's right in the middle. So take that for what it's worth. Likely. This is not a good situation. Now, I don't know if it's been updated on the Weather Channel. Let me try the other one before I leave. AccuWeather. I'm sure AccuWeather will say something here. Shifting east this weekend, we know that. Look at that. That's a large area of high risk. That's a large area. I can make the screen a little bigger. Well, let me get rid of my camera. Let's go back. What is that? I just want to look at the radar here. See, it's not showing much right now. See how the line is starting to form, just like I said, to the east of Des Moines. You may be okay. Depends where the line starts to get its act together. I said it earlier, I think it would be to the east of Des Moines. I may be right. I don't like this refreshing on the AccuWeather radar map. It's pathetic. And it doesn't go that far out like the Weather Channel. See where it looks like the line is trying to right by Cedar Rapids, but definitely to the east. See, it's not really showing me much. Let's go back to where we were. Where is it? Right here. Let's make the screen larger. And let's get rid of that. I don't want to get in trouble. So there it is. If you live in that red area, you should be paying attention. Even if you live anywhere in this area, you have to pay attention. The potential is there. That's the bottom line. There are severe alerts popping up of a severe thunderstorm right now. Northeastern Iowa. That cell right there. And you can see they're starting to form. Who said that? That gave me the heads up. Somebody said it. Who was that? You're under Whiskey. You're under a tornado watch now. I told you. Texas tomorrow. Alexa, what's the weather for Tilden, Texas tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Tilden, expect a high of 86 degrees with a thunderstorm possible in the morning. The low will be 55 degrees with showers likely at night.
You should have a nice day. Maybe a thunderstorm in the morning, but then showers at night. But the daytime should be nice. KC, you have to be careful in KC today. What's up, Corey? That's what I keep telling you guys this. Pay attention to your local weather right now. That's the best advice I can give you. Pay attention to your local weather right now. Seriously. See what they're telling you. Because now this alert this wasn't here earlier. Look at the severe thunderstorm watch box here. This wasn't there before. Severe potential watch likely. Probability 95%. That was just put there a few minutes ago. That wasn't there earlier. The tornado watch box above was there. That red box, that's a tornado watch. But these alerts are going to be spreading throughout the day. You're going to see more of it, unfortunately. So just pay attention. That's my best advice. You should be tuning into your local forecast and listening to them. And monitoring your weather if you're in this area. Again, that is later. I mean, seriously, that's later. That's a nasty line. Period. I bet they're dismissing schools early and canceling after-school programs. Look at your forecast. Now, Kansas City, it'll be, earlier than this. This is 7 p.m. my time, so that's 6 for you guys. This is 5 hours? Let's go back. Where does Kansas City fit in? Right there. that says just like between 4 and 4:30 local time. At least that's what the models are saying. So that's not too long from now. Look. This is between 4 and 5 my time, so that's between 3 and 4 your time. If the line develops the way the models are indicating, that does not mean it will. So what I'm telling you is this may not happen as the model is saying, but you should prepare in the event that it does. Because that's not guaranteed. So all I'm saying is prepare, be safe, take precaution. The possibility of severe weather is there for you and so many others. Just prepare. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's going to happen. There's going to be this. There's going to be that. No way. Now, if that was a radar right now, I'd be saying, oh, shit. Seek shelter. That would be different. But that's not now. That's hours from now. So we, just take it easy, relax. Nothing is imminent. You just have to be prepared in the event that something does happen, right? The weather is unpredictable, exactly. Milwaukee, you might get flooding rain tonight, heavy downpours, storms, all that. Milwaukee, you're under the gun. You should definitely pay attention to your weather if you're in Milwaukee. They're sending schools home early in Kansas City area. I let my boss, I got to do shows tonight, her show. She's in Kansas City. About the time she's about to do the show with me later tonight, she's going to be in the midst of storms. I don't even know if she's going to have electric power, let alone internet connection that's good enough to do a video stream, audio stream on my end. I already gave her the heads up. She's in Kansas City. So I'm not surprised. They're sending, look, he's saying it too, Whiskey. They're sending some schools early. They're sending people, the kids, the faculty, are home early and canceling after-school activities. That makes total sense. That is the safe thing to do. Not that anything's going to happen, but they see these models, they see this forecast, and they're like, we need to do something. We need to take precaution. That is the smart move. Better to be safe than sorry. Right? It's totally logical. It makes total sense. I mean, what the heck? You're going to keep schools open and all businesses and everything else that put people at risk for what? Close them. They're showing a level 4 or out of 5 in KC. That's not good. That's not good. I pray for everyone. If you could find a place that has a basement, I don't know about the tornado risk necessarily. Gonna have to really wait and see. 85-mile-per-hour winds predicted. That's damaging. That's serious. That's hurricane force. That's hurricane force. $75 there. Are they giving you guys a timing? Approximately when this is going to happen, local time, central time? Like I said, it's 2 o'clock here. I don't think my boss is going to do a show tonight. I mean, that's too risky. She has to worry about... I do have to do the Bishop show at 8 o'clock. That's a host messaging me. Oh man, my medication is ready. I'll go tomorrow. Yeah, so again, Topeka, Kansas. Like I said, I would be more concerned about eastern part of Kansas, but really eastern part of Kansas, because it depends where the line starts to form. In the northwest, does it catch Kansas City? Definitely southeastern Kansas, central to southeastern Kansas, for sure. You should pay attention. Hold on. This is later. This is not now. It's not that far away from now. There's Kansas. So the northeastern corner going into Kansas City, definitely the southeastern area, because as the storm progresses, it may intensify. It may not. There you go. And then Missouri, you have to watch. That's the bottom line. Oklahoma, Missouri, the entire state. It's going to move through. How severe will it be? How heavy? How bad? Don't know. It's a model. Eastern Iowa. Pretty much east of Des Moines. Anywhere in the state, you should be paying attention. Definitely Illinois. The whole state. Now, as the night goes on, daylight heating, these storms should diminish. As as the night gets cooler, it loses its energy from the daylight heating that's fueling it. Wisconsin, absolutely. You need to pay attention. The entire state. Because if we wind it back, the line is going to move through the state. Now, it looks like the West may not get the worst of it. Right there, it's starting to flare up. The entire state of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, even Chicago. Look at this. That's as far out as I can go. 8 p.m. tonight. You need to pay attention. I can't emphasize that enough. But it's just the model. Doesn't mean it's going to look like this. But just be ready, just in case. You know what I mean? You're doing yourself and the people you love the best thing you could do. You know what I mean? Just be safe. Go KJ. Again, I gotta work tonight. I don't think my boss is gonna go live. I wouldn't advise it. I had to call him. Let me call this host. He's getting confused. It's the MUFON UFO stuff. Let me just do this quick before I say goodbye to everybody.
Hey there, man.
Yeah, I don't want to confuse you, but I was setting it up to air on Sunday, and I actually messed up the timing, so it aired yesterday at noon. The second episode on the MUFON channels. And Bob goes, Bill, did you realize that the show, you aired it yesterday? I said, I must have messed up the timing. He goes, well, it's okay, because we got twice as many viewers than last week. So he was actually like happy. So
Do we do part one or both parts?
no, part one. Part two airs at the normal time next Sunday at 7 Eastern. No.
This Sunday.
No, not this Sunday. This was supposed to air this Sunday. So I messed up on the scheduling, and it actually aired yesterday. And Bob is like, Bill, what happened? I said, what are you talking about? It's on the air. He called me when it was airing. I said, what are you talking about? I messed up the time, the clock. And it went on yesterday. He goes, well, Bill, it's getting a lot more views now than it is from last week. So he goes, actually, it's a good thing. We laughed about it like you did. So now the next one won't air till the following Sunday. Not this Sunday, next Sunday.
Right.
But it did.
You bought the book?
Yeah,
Did
he's...
you tell him you bought the book from that guy?
No, I didn't, but Eric sent me a message. He got the book. He signed and he's sending it to me.
Yeah, I need to tell Eric that it was on. That was one of the things I...
Yeah, call him. Let him know that the episode is available on the MUFON YouTube and MUFON X. But just tell him to go to the MUFON YouTube.
And the X, okay.
Yes, and X.
Okay. All right, I'll tell...
That's why I had to call you, because I know it's a confusing thing. But yeah, have a great weekend. Call me if anything. Text me. And I'll see you Wednesday for the next pre-record.
Okay, Bill. Hey, have a good weekend, okay?
You too, and tell everybody I send my love.
All right, buddy. Take
Later.
care.
Bye. That's UFO stuff. I messed up yesterday. Springfield. Oh boy, that's a good call. I mean, that's a good question. Sometime tonight. That's all I'll say. If the line holds up together, organized, it's not set in stone. You cannot predict this. This is their model for later. You can't predict this because anything can happen when the storm is developing. Storms, the line. Just because you see this doesn't mean it's going to happen like this way. There's no way. You know how many times I watch models that are coming toward my house and it doesn't pan out the way the model showed it to be? You will know a better idea later on when it's approaching you and you have a better idea of what exactly is heading your way. I mean, the only reason this is important because it shows a significant line that is developing heading into these areas. That's it. My only message is prepare for the possibility of severe or strong storms later with strong winds, hail potential, all that. This does not mean it's going to happen exactly the way you see it right now on the screen. No way. No way. You know what I mean? Just be prepared. That's it. That's my best advice. Because that's one heck of an organized line that the models are showing for later. That's well organized. That's it. You know what I mean? Just be careful. What kind of name was that? Dude, that's creative. I don't want to read it because I might get in trouble. Chicago. You know what that reminds me of? For some reason, I'm thinking of a movie. I can't even think of the name of the movie. Like, that's funny. But Chicago, you're under the gun. There actually is. It's been expanded now to include Chicago for the severe threat. They've expanded it. Chicago is under a severe threat now. So don't put your guard down tonight with this. The potential is there for Chicago. Alexa, what's the weather for Chicago, Illinois?
It's 79 degrees and sunny in
Yeah.
Chicago right now.
Yeah,
Today's high will be 80, with a low of 47. There's a flood watch in effect from 3 p.m. today through 5 a.m. tomorrow due to potential heavy rainfall and thunderstorms tonight.
You gotta watch your weather. Right there, potential for flooding and thunderstorms. You know what might hit the fan tonight over there. And the one thing about this device, it doesn't update often. It's giving me an old forecast. I can tell you that right now. So take that for what that's worth. There could be hail in any of these storms. It depends on the intensity of these cells. You should monitor your weather wherever you are. Remember, no, wait. This is not now. This is This is a model. This is not now. This is not now. This is a model. What's happening now is nothing really, except for maybe in eastern Minnesota, maybe western Wisconsin, maybe. Yeah, right there, look. Yeah, in Iowa, you got some storms already developing. Here's the line starting to develop right there. Right there. That is the early formation of the line. Starting to get its act together right now. But look at Minnesota. It's already, there's a cell in Wisconsin, northwest. Nothing, it's just a thunderstorm. It's a pop up. The problem is, as the afternoon goes on, the risk increases. You could see where they're gonna form. How they form, how strong does it get, to be determined. In other words, the ingredients are setting up for severe weather. You follow me? But there's nothing there right now, right? There is, but not like the future models are showing. But you could see it. And the intensity is probably going to increase as the afternoon goes on. Like by me, it's nice. It is. Clouds are moving in, but I don't think I'm going to get any of these showers where I'm at. They're to my west. So I think I'm in the clear for these pop-ups. But Sunday, I'll get that leftover you guys might be getting out west. We won't get severe weather, but we'll get some heavy rain here, which I will welcome. But this is where the area of concern is today and tonight. No doubt. All right, this one was just issued. Tornado possible. Where is this? Illinois. Say what? Oh, that's bad. That's nasty. Right in that tornado watch area. If you live in these areas, it's heading northeast. These cells. So you can see the lines where they're predicting these storms to be heading. So it's to the northeast. Keep an eye out if you live northeast of this. So like Anamosa, this is heading your way. Monticello already has one, but this is heading your way. They're training over the same areas. That's the bad thing too. They're going over the same areas. If we put this in motion, you'll see it's not good. You see the severe thunderstorm boxes? They're all over the place. So that's moving to the northeast. This one looks like it's moving more to the east-northeast. I'm not so sure it's moving northeast like that. And it's not enough of a loop. So you see it's already starting. Some storms out there. And another thunderstorm alert just came out. They're going to start popping up like crazy. They just issued this from that storm again. It just got extended, another watch. So already you're starting to see the storms develop. See it? No bueno. You're in Ohio. Ohio, you're going to be affected with maybe storms and rain tomorrow. I don't think so much today or tonight. It's going to be tomorrow. And I don't think it's going to be like this, severe. You might get thunderstorms, but I don't think it's going to be as severe as like what we're going to see in this areas today. You're welcome. I wouldn't be concerned too much, but you never know. Don't take my. You never know. I don't think it's gonna happen tonight. Could happen tomorrow. Yeah, it's so horrific what's been going on in Wisconsin with the rain, the tornado watches and warnings and everything else. Wisconsin's been, I mean, my gosh, how much? And it's gonna be bad in Wisconsin tonight. I mean, this is scary stuff for Wisconsin tonight. This is not a joke. This could be your worst day of weather tonight in Wisconsin. As crazy as that sounds. I don't say that lightly. What's up, Dwayne? You know, I'm just being real. But look at the model. Look at Wisconsin. I mean, it's crazy. This thing takes forever to do the future model. That's the one thing. It drives me nuts. It doesn't, and I gotta have to play it. So look at Wisconsin. Just look at the state. Just look at it. While this thing loads, and you can see those storms now. That's what we're looking at. Now we're going to the future model. Look at these storms flaring up right into Madison and heading toward Milwaukee. But look at up here. The whole state. That is cray-cray. And eastern Iowa, western Illinois. Pretty much the entire state of Missouri needs to pay attention. Into Oklahoma. Look at it. Look how it's just going right through the whole state of Missouri. You're just not the Kenosha South. Oh yeah, you definitely need to pay attention. And the model's gonna stop. Heck yeah, you need to pay attention. Look at Racine. Is that how you say it? I'm from New York, excuse me. I do a lot of mispronunciation of places and names. It's a New York thing. So, it's heading. You just got to keep your eyes out. I would definitely pay attention. Like I said, not much going on right now. Except here. They just issued this. This is a flood warning now. Now we have a tornado watch, a severe thunderstorm watch down here, and this just got issued. Flash flood. Let's see what it says. Expires in 6 hours. Rapid convective development is expected of highly saturated soils this afternoon. Anomalous moisture instability will support rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. While individual cell motions will be fast, cell training, the training, that's the worst, will lead to localized of 2 to 4 inches, making flash flooding likely given the sensitive antecedent conditions. Northeast Missouri, western and northern Illinois, eastern Iowa, the same places I've been just talking about. Southeast Minnesota, central and southern Wisconsin. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Cray cray. No bueno. Another severe thunderstorm warning just got issued. There was 10, there was 9, now there's 11. Tornado possible. 60-mile-per-hour winds. With that cell. Let me stop this. Let me refresh it. Let me go back. There's severe thunderstorm watches everywhere. Tornado watches. Jesus. They're all over the place. That whole red box. But look at these storms. Look at the line, how it's just from the last loop we looked at, how it increased in intensity. Crazy. It's developing fast. This is starting to look nasty. There's hail here. When you see those purple colors, that's the hail. Holy Cross. It's too bad there's not a camera here nearby that we could see what's going on. There's not many cameras up in this area. Or storm chasers that I can get access to. And I can't get in trouble because I pay for this. I'm not sharing any streams that I have no permission. It's not happening. But you can search like on YouTube storm chasers and stuff. Because trust me, they're out there. Probably like somebody said earlier, dissolve. Like Oklahoma. In that area, there's quite a bit of storm chasers down to the south. Not so much to the north. The way the weather's been, sadly, up here for these folks, it's no bueno. So, tornado watch, flood watch, severe thunderstorm watch. So you could see where the problem's going to be, right in here. Meanwhile, snowing in the Rockies, in Colorado. Cray cray. Over 4 inches. West of Denver, it's the Rockies. Higher elevation, it's colder. Fire hazard down here in Georgia. Very dry, low humidity. Over here and out west is a air quality alert. Snow in Canada. Uh-oh, tornado warning just got issued. Where? Southeastern Minnesota. Here it is, just got issued. A tornado warning. Probably radar indicated. Radar indicated. Quarter-size hail. With this cell. Let's see if we play it and we see the rotation. Oh, look how fast they're moving. That's the crazy. Right there. I saw the spin right there. I don't know why it's going this way. The box. The box should be going more up. Right in there. Right there. I don't know if it's still got the rotation, but there was definitely rotation there for a minute. It looks like it weakened. That is cray cray. The alerts are just coming out like they're just popping up. These storms are starting to get nasty. Already. Not good. What's the local radar showing me? Let me look. Where is it? Sometimes the radars are better in some locations than others. This is way too far to the north. Come on. Are we gonna have a problem? Here's another radar down here. Yeah, that one has more detail. Ugh. Does it? Let me go here. Oh, look at that. What's up, Giovanna? Today is all about weather, Giovanna. With over here in the United States, it's cray cray. Not good. I'm in Madison. Madison, you definitely need to pay attention to Mama. No doubt. Texas, I don't know necessarily that you should be overly concerned. It's more Oklahoma and points north all the way to Wisconsin. But you never want to put your guard down in Texas, because you know how that works down there. You get those pop-ups. I mean, I haven't... Where did you say now in Texas? Ohio, I don't think you have to be concerned today. Tomorrow, maybe. Not today. Who said something about Texas? All of Illinois, I don't care where you are in Illinois, you need to pay attention. Wisconsin, same thing. Anywhere in Wisconsin, you could be in an area of concern. Again, the future models. But somebody said, Wisconsin, like I said, Kenosha, absolutely. The whole state. The entire state of Wisconsin. Again, this is now, but look at the future model. If I have to... Wisconsin. Look at it. This is later, but let's go back. Just look at the state of Wisconsin. I'm going backward in time now. This hasn't happened yet. Look at the entire state of Wisconsin. Look at it. This is allegedly the line that's supposed to develop and affect your state. Look at this. It's the entire state. Maybe if you're extremely on the northwest corner, you might be spared because the line has not really fully developed in the future model. But otherwise, look at this. And look at Kenosha. Look at Milwaukee. Look at this line that is predicted to head your way. Look at Illinois. Look at this line going east right through the state. Look at Missouri. The line is going through Missouri. And then Oklahoma. Northern especially. Texas, you always get the chance of these pop-ups. Cells. So just be careful. That's the future model. And already you have these storms flaring up that the model is not even showing it yet, but it's happening already. That's a concern. The models are not showing the flare-up we're seeing right now in real time. With these more severe alerts just came out. It's up to 13. Like there's already a tornado warning. It's crazy. In Minnesota. Look at the severe thunderstorm warning. It's due to these cells. Look at this. Look at the purples. Well, that just updated. Cascade. So already. And they're popping up. Look at. And it's early. So heck yeah, you need to pay attention. The entire, if you, like I said, the entire state of Wisconsin, it may not hit you, may not affect you, but you should be watching, especially central. I don't care if it's north to south and east, like toward the lake. So it's still at 13. How hard? I don't know where Oak Creek is. Again, guys, Wisconsin, Oklahoma City. There could be definitely a threat in Oklahoma City. It's gonna be close. It might be more to your north. But again, you can't go on the models. It could be totally different than what we're seeing right now. I would not put my guard down if I'm in Oklahoma City. Let's put it that way. No way. Missouri, again, Missouri, the whole state. Again, it doesn't mean a tornado. You could have just strong, gusty frontal winds, hail, heavy rain. I don't know necessarily about a tornado. I wouldn't discount the possibility, but the whole freaking state, this has to move through. This is Missouri. Just go back. The line is pretty much affecting the entire state. This is a future model. I'm just going to let it run. Look at Missouri. Remember, the line has to shift east. Look at this. Kansas City. Look at that line throughout the whole state, pretty much. Maybe southern Missouri, especially southeast Missouri, not so much, because these storms will wind down as night goes on. They will lose their energy, which hopefully, God willing, they will. Because daylight heating, that's the fuel. But look at Missouri, the forecast model. Anywhere in there, you could have a development of a severe storm that could be potentially an isolated tornado. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the possibility exists when you see something like this. You know what I mean? You just got an alert. Yeah, it could be just heavy flooding from the downpours of this system. Flash flooding. That's like a major concern. So again, don't put your guard down in Wisconsin, in Illinois, in Missouri, and parts of Oklahoma. You could see what it's predicting here. It's not filling in here properly. But you could see where it is, the problem. Right in here. Look at the line. Look at Illinois, especially western Illinois. Because again, we don't know how strong this line is going to truly develop, and we don't know how long the line will progress east and still hold that energy before it winds down. I don't know if it's going to make it to eastern Illinois. It might wind down. It may wind down. It may not look like this. The point, I'll say it one more time. The potential is there for severe weather up and down from Wisconsin all the way down to Oklahoma. That's the simplest way I could put it. If you're in these areas that are anywhere in between those 2 points, Oklahoma and Wisconsin, period, you should be watching your local forecast, your local weather. Keep it up, just have alerts if necessary, whatever. Keep your eye on your local weather for this afternoon and tonight. Bottom line. No, that's not considered a derecho. Derecho travels hundreds of miles. It's like a bow, and it moves for hundreds of miles. This isn't gonna. I don't think this is gonna hold together for that distance. And you do not want to be in part of a derecho. You definitely don't want that. It's just a very intense line that is stretching hundreds of miles because of the cold front ahead of the warm air. New severe. Like I said, I'm going to take a break because I have things to do here. But I'll be back if I don't have to do a live show at... Yeah, I know there's a tornado warning already. I showed it already, KJ. And they may be knowing, oh, that's just ugly. That's ugly. That is ugly right there. That definitely looks like a tornado right there. And that's what it's saying, tornado warning. That's ugly. Let's look at it. Let's zoom out and let's look at the let's look at the rotation on this. On the playback. The storms are moving so fast too. Oh yeah, that's not looking good. And I'm not going to play with the filters of the resolution because I'm going to get off in a second. But that's not looking good. There's a lot of ugly looking cells that could develop into potentially a tornado. Yeah, oh, that's not good. Yeah, this is serious, Giovanna. This is serious. Madison? No. Madison, I'll show you. If you look at Wisconsin, they're definitely going to get... I don't want to say definitely. I don't want to ever say definite. But they're high risk. This is ugly. See, here's Madison. This is in Wisconsin, Giovanna. I know you're in Serbia and you're learning a little geography in the United States. But this... actually, I don't like the way those cells are heading right now toward Madison. They're developing. And they're heading toward Madison. But the line is supposed to do that. So yeah, this is not good. Anyway, I'm gonna stop for now because I need to take a break. But I will definitely keep an eye on this as the afternoon goes on. But you should all, if Kansas City's definitely on alert, you should definitely, if you're, I can't, look how it goes to a future model to Kansas City. Let me zoom in. It should start to loop. Come on, it's loading. It looks bad in Adrian, Missouri. Remember, this is a future model. It's not now. But somebody mentioned Kansas City. Right there. So, pay attention. Like I said, I can't say that enough. It's go for me. Just be, again, this, I'll say it one more time. And then I'm going to get off for a little while because I've been on for a minute. Keep an eye. I've been on for over 3 hours. Keep an eye on your local forecasts. If I don't have to go do a live show tonight at 6 because I'm waiting for my boss, I don't know if she set up. I'll find out right now if she set up a show. I may have to work. She is. She's going live. She just tried to set it up a little while ago. So I'll be working at 6 Eastern to 10. So I'm going to miss a lot of the activity that's going on. I'll try to check back in a couple hours to give a last update, but I have to work from 6 to 10 tonight. And then after 10, I may come back just to see what the heck happened. But all of those that are in these areas, please be safe. Just please be safe. Don't take no crazy chances. Just, be careful out there. Because now I got to get ready for work for real. All right, you lovelies. Be well. Be blessed. Be safe. And prayers for you and your family, your neighbors, all that. And I'll try to come back at 5, so like in 2 hours, just for a few minutes, just to look at what's going on. And some of you might be able to tell me what's going on where you are. How's that? I will check back, Amy, like in 2 hours. I need to take care of business now. Anyway, to all of you, be well, be blessed, be safe on TikTok. Have a great rest of your safe afternoon and weekend if I don't see you. But I'll try to be back later. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to TikTok first. Then I'll say goodbye to Tube of you. All of you, have a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll see some of you later. Till then, peace out on TikTok. And on YouTube, same thing. Giovanno in Serbia, Amy, anybody else who may be watching, Birdman. Oh, he's in Illinois. Oh, jeez. Anybody over there, be safe, be blessed,